what are some recruitment strategies? I know that's some of the first things that you're going to happen to me. And should we move forward? First thing I would always say is that in organizations, there's always different people are having different experience. So in a large organization or even a small organization, there could be one department that's having the time of their lives and another department, depending on what manager they have or supervisor or leader, that's not having a good time at all. So what the first thing we should do as an organization and look at is what's working. Who says that this is a really good success story in terms of the department feeling like they're thriving, the organization feel like whatever is doing well, what is working, and figure out what that person is doing. And then look at that. Let's do more of that. And a lot of times we end up sort of focusing in on what's bad and marinating in that. So the first thing we need to do is look at what's working, figure out that, and then figure out how to move forward with what's already working within the organization. Another thing is to focus in on soft skills. If you don't remember anything that I say after the end of this session, is that take a look at soft skills. Do that session where I said what makes a great boss. Do it for a larger for the larger organization as an exercise. Find out what people have in common that they think is wonderful, and that is what should be in the job description, not 20 years of subject related experience. What do we feel that are the intangibles that really knock it out the box in terms of what makes a great manager, leader, supervisor? Another thing I do, I don't have a whole lot of time to talk about it, but if somebody wants to send me a message later, I can kind of go through it. When I used to go and talk to organizations, what I would spend time is to develop what's called a leadership vision statements. It's not like sort of DEI statements or something. It's more of like taking that what's a great boss and taking some more things that are what's going on in the organization. And then from there, we would develop a leadership vision statement. And then that statement would go along with the job description. Because in some places, you can't change the generic structure of the job thing. It's some boilerplate, something or another that you can't really change. And from that, we develop like a leadership profile of other things that we want. And that's attached to the recruitment process. So people kind of know right up front what you're looking for, where you're going as an organization, and how do you feel about leadership moving forward. And then from there, you want to align this with your goals. And so as other people retire or move or do other things, then it's an organization moving in that direction instead of one person's good, one person's bad, one person's, that kind of thing. And then to revise your traditional selection questions. A lot of them are about, much more about how many years, what's your subject expertise and stuff. There's a lot of any kind of Google, Gallup has really good examples. There's a lot of good examples of soft skill interview questions. I would take a look at those and see if you can integrate them with some of the more of the traditional questions that you're asking when you're looking for a supervisor, manager, leader. And then also the final thing is when you start looking at job ads and being much more conscious of it, always question the bigger picture. Look at the statements and then figure out what is this statement going to do? How is this going to translate? How are we going to find the person we're looking from this statement? If they know a little bit about higher education, what does that have to do with supervising 25 people, right? Can they learn about what's going on in your organization in the first 6 months? Yes. Can they learn about your organizational culture? They're going to have to spend some time with that anyway. Yes. But is, knowing about higher education or knowing about, sort of organizational nuances, is that something that we want to be looking for rather than looking for someone who's a great listener and someone who knows how to elevate and create workplace self-esteem, as I like to call, as we move forward.